It's important to take care of yourself, because if you don't, who else is gonna do it? And you have to make sure that you love yourself no matter what. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna be over self-care and ways to invest in yourself. So if you're interested in that, then just keep on watching. So terrible, because this was supposed to be out a long time ago. It's supposed to be done a long time ago, but I'm here, I'm doing it now. That's all that matters. So here in front of me, I have a list of things that I want to go over, so that way I don't get confused or messed up by any of it, or lose track of what I'm supposed to be talking about. I'm gonna be going over 9 things that you can do to invest in yourself. So my number 1 tip for investing in yourself would be podcasts. I don't know, a lot of people know about podcasts, but people are sleeping on them, like for real. You can learn from them. You can really just kind of see different aspects on life and different aspects on situations from them. It's really helpful. There's one in particular that I watched. It's called Millennial. And I know I'm a little bit younger than a millennial, but it's kind of still relatable because I'm in the millennial age now. Podcasts are just beneficial because it's a radio, you're listening, so you can put your own envision on it, versus with social media, it's kind of attacking looks on life because it's a social standard, versus if you're listening to a podcast, you can imagine it and see it in your own perspective and in your own way. It's not already handed to you in how it's supposed to be or how it's supposed to look or things and ways things go. I'm also gonna link down below some other ones that you can listen to, because not only are they just looks on life, they can be motivational, they can be spiritual, they can really just be more of your self-care and affirmations. They're really just beneficial. It's kind of like listening to someone else's story and someone else's life and seeing how you can take those things and apply them to your life. Number 2 would be reading books. I have not been reading like I was supposed to. A few books that I would recommend for self-care and self-help would be, number 1, it's called Money Honey. So it's gonna teach you how to save and teach you how to budget your funds. 2 would be the prayer book. So basically it breaks down different prayers for different situations, and it kind of also helps you into figuring out your own prayers and how to bring what you've bring the knowledge from those books and apply them to your own prayers, because there's nothing more genuine than the conversation between you and God. I don't know if you believe in God, but I do, so that's very beneficial as well. It's how to win friends / influence people. If you're that type of person that it's not hard to find friends or it's not hard to connect with people, then you don't really need this book, but it is beneficial for everyone to read because it's kind of giving you that extra step and guide into ways to communicate, ways to have longer lasting friendships, have longer lasting connections with people, and just how to find the right type of friends too, because you know, it's life. Sometimes you got some friends that you connect with and then you fall out, not being a reason, but just being because you've went to another level. You want those same type of friends that are on that same connection and level as you, because y'all can relate to each other. There are some few other books, but just search and dig and try to find what you want, and what's gonna be beneficial for you, because I can sit here and tell you what to buy and what to get and what to read all day, but you want to make sure it's gonna benefit you. Okay, so number 3, it's one of my favorites. It's waking up early in the morning. I personally, I'm not a morning person whatsoever, but I have grown to become more of a morning person, because the simple fact is, the earlier you wake up, the more you give yourself time to focus on yourself and get yourself prepared for your day. So me, I don't have to work until typically 10, 11 during the day. So I wake up about 6:30, 7-ish, just to try to wake up, get my gym time in, get all of the stuff I need to get done in, make sure I'm focusing on myself, prepare myself for the day. I'm really just trying to make sure that I'm in my best mindset before I step out of the house. That way I can take the day on how I choose to, because that's the only way that it's going to be in a positive mindset for you, is if you, before you leave the house, you make sure everything is taken care of on your end. When I say waking up early, it doesn't have to be super early. By starting your day off early, it can change your mindset on how you view things and how you see things. Number 4 is mind and body. The mind and body, it's more of your mental and your physical, but they're connected. So having a healthy lifestyle is a necessity to having a positive self-care, and not in the mindset of, oh, I need to diet, I need to work out, I need to do this, that, and the other. It's really just your mental health and your physical health, because if you're not mentally there, you're not going to be physically there either. If you take the time for yourself and to put yourself first, put yourself before anything else. There's people out there that tend to forget that is important in order to survive in general. Having a healthy work and life balance. If you don't have a healthy life and work balance, you're miserable. That was me not too long ago. I was working constantly, didn't have time to do anything, didn't have the motivation to do anything because I was so drained from working. Me at Ulta, I work a mid shift, so it is kind of hard for me to get anything done during the day, but I also make sure I take the time that I have when I'm off to do those things, or like I said earlier, waking up earlier. Nobody else is gonna give me that time that I need to focus on myself. So having a healthy work-life balance is definitely important. Make sure you're not pushing yourself too far. Your mind and your body knows when it's had too much, and you need to pay attention to that, because that's what's going to tell you when you've reached your point, your breaking point, or your stopping point. But now that I've mentioned the mind part, the healthy part would be, if you're not a huge fitness person, or physical health is not your strong suit, I would recommend getting out at least a couple hours a day. Say you want to go for a walk, even just taking yourself and going outside and walking. It's not just that physical, it could be mental too, because you're not focusing on anything else but that moment. Now, when it comes to the physical side of things, you really want to make sure that, I'm not saying go out, be this whole fitness guru, work out 5-6 times a week. Do something that's active, that requires more movement than what you typically would do, just to kind of speed up your heart rate, because a healthy life is going to be beneficial long term. So tip number 5, I absolutely also love, because I'm a huge home fanatic, and it is buy things for your home and your work area. I know it kind of sounds cliche, but it makes a difference, because your home and your work are where you're gonna be typically the most time out of your day. So why not make it more personable and more homey and more of your living area, and it makes you more comfortable to being there. Like buying stuff for your home it's your nesting place. So if it's something that you really love and something that you really like to look at, buy it for your house, because it's not going to do anything but make you happy. And that's what you want when you're at home or when you're at work. You want to make things more personable so they make you happy when you're in that safe space. Number 6 would be meditation and prayer. Typically, meditation and prayer goes hand in hand with waking up earlier, because if you get that done in the morning and during the before you leave the house, it's gonna make sure that you're prepared for whatever happens when you step foot outside that door. Now, some people aren't religious, I do know that, but like I mentioned before, I do believe in God. So having a connection not only with my inner self but with God is very vital and very important to me. It's that personal time that you give to yourself and to God, and it's your reflection and your time to give thanks, your time to really just think about your life and think about what you have and think about what you could have and think about your future and all of those things in once, because nobody knows you better than yourself and God. And once you give yourself that meditation and prayer time, it really affects your mood for the long term, not just for the short term when you walk out that door. It just kind of helps you, give you that little conscious talk in the back of your ear when a situation is going wrong or when it's not going the way you expected it to. I myself have that problem sometimes. I just go off my instant reaction, and then I realize too late that I have done something that I shouldn't have, or some ways where I could have reacted differently to a situation. And that's what really helps me, is my prayer time and my meditation time. You really reflect and you really think about the things that you have done in the past and what you choose to do towards the future. And number 7 is physical self-care. Now, I already have a full video prior to this one on things that you can purchase for self-care, but I will give you a few ideas that can help to go towards your physical self-care. If you don't choose to watch the first video, I do recommend that you do, because you can get more information on physical stuff. But one being bubble baths and lighting some candles, getting some essential oils, get that bath running, the aromatherapy in the air, all of that. It's gonna help with your mood, because essential oils, they trigger your mood and can stabilize it in certain ways. Also, chill time. So just kind of taking a step back and not doing much, just focusing on yourself. Not really just say, hey, you want to chill, lay in the bed for a few hours, or you just don't want to do anything. It's normal not to want to do anything. Now, I'm not saying for a long period of time or every day. I'm just saying it's okay to step back, take a break, and just chill. Not be such of a busybody, because that can be a problem for me too. Another thing is taking care of your skin and your hygiene. Can't stress that enough. People don't be out here funky. People don't be out here not taking care of your skin, because your skin is the only thing that stays with you when you get older. Say, like your hair, for instance. Your hair don't stay the same color when you get old. It gets gray, it gets short, it stops growing, it gets thin. But your skin, on the other hand, if you start taking care of it now, it's gonna look better as you get older. Number 8 would be spending less time on social media. I have been doing this more often than normal, not because I choose to, but because life takes a toll and you don't have the time to do that. So just spending less time on social media will really just kind of help you reflect on the reality of life, because not everything is focused strictly on social media. Life still happens, things still go on, and you don't want to just be drawn into your cell phone continuously. Being an influencer, that does kind of get hard sometimes, but you do have to take a step back and think about the people that are around you. Like, I'm in a relationship, so sometimes me being on my phone is not healthy for my relationship, so I have to take a step back and spend some time off of my phone. Okay, and number 9 would be set goals slash save. Now I know these are two totally opposites, but they kind of go together. So for setting goals, typically I would recommend setting 3 different types. So you have your long, your short, and your daily. Your long term is what you would see yourself, say, 5 to 10 years from now. Your short goals are from now to 2 to 3 years from now. And then your daily is, of course, your everyday stuff. I have my daily goals and I have my long-term and my short-term goals. I don't care to share everything, but I can give you some general ideas. My daily goals is to protect my energy. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but that's like my most number one goal for my daily is to protect my energy, because your energy is key. Your energy is you, it's your mood, it's everything, it's your attitudes, all of that. And I do still continuously have to challenge myself with that, because anybody that knows me, I have attitude problem. Yeah, it's true. And I work on it every day to fix that, because it's important to me to do that. My short-term goals is what I plan to do with myself and my career and my business and here at home, all of those things like that. And also long-term would be same with my business and my home. You just want to make sure you can see yourself in the future and what you want. It changes all the time, it changes. But it's very vital to make sure that you have those set, because it's what's going to make sure you keep yourself motivated, because you have something that you're striving towards. Now, the saving part goes along with my goals, because I am not a good saver, but I'm trying. I told myself this year that I was going to focus more on saving, because I do have goals and I do have things that I want to work towards. And in order to do those, I have to have funds to go towards those. So saving is vital. There were a few things that I did learn from a sermon that was preached from my pastor about saving, and I'm gonna share those with you. One was being, if you choose to buy something, calculate it by your hour that you work, not by the amount of money you have. So say there's an item that you want that is $100 and you get paid $10 an hour. Now that's 10-hour shift for that $100 item. In the end, you have to break up and think about, now is this $100 item worth my 10 hours of work? If it's not, don't buy it. Another thing was the 24-hour rule. There's one item that you want and you thought about it today. Think about it for 24 hours before you decide to purchase, to make sure that it's what you really want, or if it's something that you really need. And if it's important to you, then you get it. Also, it's another thing, it relies to credit. My mom has stressed to me not to ever get a credit card. Now, of course, that's not realistic. You need credit to have something, to get stuff that's long-term, like say a house, car, all that other stuff. It's important to have credit. Now with me, I still to this day do not have a credit card, because my mom always told me if I don't have it, don't spend it. That goes to the third tip that my pastor said was, if you can buy it up to 3 times, then you can have it. But if you can't, you don't need to buy it. And I can't stress that enough to myself, because it is so true. Like, if you can't afford it, don't sit up there and spend your last dime trying to get something that you want, because you're trying to look cute, or because you feel like it's important to have. Don't do it. Save your money. It's so important to save. That's why me and my girlfriend, we go on a lot of trips, because we don't buy a lot of clothes. We don't buy a lot of shoes. We don't buy flashy things. We literally buy what we need. And she's a huge tech person, so it's hard for her not to try to buy some sorts of gadgets. But when we have the means to, we do, but you just really want to make sure that you're just not overly spending. You have to track your spending. Like, for an entire month, I challenge you to write down everything that you spent your money on, and for the next month, take a few of those things out and not do it, and see how much money you could save. And just really, it boils down to, if there's something that you want in the long term, you need to start saving for it now. And that's all I can really stress about, because when it comes to the money situation, because it's your money, you're gonna do what you want, but in order to grow, you gotta start now. You've gotta change your now. And I really want to make sure that everybody knows it's important to take care of yourself, because if you don't, who else is gonna do it? And you have to make sure that you love yourself no matter what. No matter what you do, no matter what comes about, anything that could be striking to you that's life-changing, make sure you're okay first. Don't try to help nobody out. If you ain't got it, learn to say no. Just really focus on yourself. 2019 should be about you and you only, because you matter. And that is all for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed everything that I said, and you take what I have told you and utilize it in your life, and I hope it's so beneficial to you in the long run. And if you guys have any questions or you need any advice on anything, don't hesitate to message me or comment down below or anything like that, because I'm always willing to help, and I'm always willing to give answers if I am able to answer. And if not, I can find you somebody that can. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.